Everyone has a story. ListenUp is a program that engages young people in storytelling through the art of filmmaking. With the support of Orpheum Teaching Artists, the 7 students began the process of creative expression in a virtual setting, and then they came together in person on the Orpheum campus to film and produce their poetic presentations and dramatic reenactments about finding acceptance. Join us as Azriel, Jerame, Jalyiah, Jerame, Layla, Madison, and Makhia share their stories.
Hey, my name is Jerame Braden. I go to Central High School and I am 18.
Jerame, introduce yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Tell me about a time you experienced rejection.
One time I felt rejected was in 9th grade. There always used to be this friend group that I always wanted to join to play and to kick it and chill. I wanted to get accepted to their group and I didn't. When I got rejected, some emotional feelings that I felt that day was alienation, hurt, and solitude.
My name is Madison Redmond. I'm 14 years old. I'm an 8th grader and I go to High Tech Middle North County in the city of San Diego, California. So my school is doing virtual learning still, so I decided to come down here to Memphis where all my family's at, and I heard about the ListenUp program. Me and my mom both decided that I should sign up, and I was just looking for something new to do because I was so bored of quarantine and the pandemic and stuff, so I decided to come and do ListenUp. I love like film and the performing arts and stuff, and so this is a great way for me to finally start to get to learn more about some of my passions and stuff with other kids like me. And so I was really excited for it, and I love seeing you guys' faces every Tuesday and Thursday. And so I definitely feel really, really accepted here. So a time where I didn't really feel like I belonged was at the beginning of 6th grade, my middle school year. We had just moved to San Diego, and I was like the only Southern Black girl at my school. And it was just a different experience, a major culture shock. And so when I got to the school, I made a couple of friends, and of course I was different from them in like all types of ways. I talked different from them, I acted different, I dressed different, and they would make jokes about that. And I know they were like harmless and they didn't mean anything by it, and of course they didn't know any better, but those jokes made me really feel more like an outsider than I was already feeling in a new city. And so that's when I really, really felt like the worst and where I did not feel accepted at all. This is what I thought would happen.
Oh my gosh, are you the transfer student?
Oh my goodness, what is your name?
My name is Nova.
Okay, you got that drip on my senior.
This is what actually happened. you a transfer student?
Yeah, I'm from Kentucky, yeah.
Oh my God, where's your hair so dirty?
Well, because I was farming.
What was you farming? Your butt? I mean, like, ew. Oh my God. She gets farmed.
So it kind of stayed that way for a while until I decided to be myself again, because I was changing myself to become more like what they wanted, or to where they wouldn't make jokes about me. And so I just, like, closer to this year, I decided I'm just gonna be myself, and hopefully they'll accept me for whoever that is. And so now I think I'm doing a lot better than I was before, and it's great.
I'm Layla Adams, I'm 14 and I am homeschooled.
So when was a time that you felt rejected or excluded?
One time I had a friend and I supported her in something that her parents did not like, and so they cut me off from her, and I haven't been able to talk to her since then.
And how did you feel with that situation?
During that time I kind of felt, I guess, angry a little bit because it wasn't fair, the situation, and I guess sad, and I don't know, just kind of not necessarily longing, but just like I missed my friend and I wanted them back. This is what I thought would happen.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Hey guys, how are you liking the party?
You kids having fun?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the chips.
Thank you.
You guys need any snacks or drinks?
I think we're good, Mom.
Make sure you have a mask on.
We will.
And this is what actually happened.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's the party?
Yeah, it's fun. Happy birthday.
Can I speak with you for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
I know about the way you choose to live your life.
What are you talking about?
Could you just be serious with me for one moment?
But I didn't do anything.
I think you should leave, and I don't want you anywhere near my daughter.
Fine.
What's wrong? What happened?
Apparently, I'm not welcome.
It was hard at first, but I've kind of, at this point, come to accept it. It's been about 1.5 years, so I've kind of learned from it.
Underneath the ice and underneath the snow, there was still grass and there was still life. And once all the ice and all the snow melts to non-existence, all will be restored and life will continue as if nothing ever happened.
My name is Azriel. I am 14 years old and I go to Germantown High School.
Tell me about a time when you felt rejected.
Well, it's not really a past time, but it's like, it's a present time, which is now. And a time I'm feeling rejected because she's not very like understanding, and she don't know the ways like of 2021 and the ways that, you know, our generation does things.
How does that rejection make you feel?
Well, I mean, it makes me feel like she's not trying to understand. Like, she just wants to do things her way on.
Have you developed any helping coping mechanisms?
Yeah, some coping mechanisms that I use are, I usually listen to music. I watch anime, of course, that's a coping mechanism. And I write things down. So those are three that I use often.
What are you?
I'm a filmmaker.
You're not a filmmaker.
I'm a filmmaker.
You are not a filmmaker.
I'm a filmmaker.
She's a filmmaker. What are you?
I'm a director.
You are not a director.
I'm a director.
You have not directed anything.
I'm a director.
She's a director!
What are you?
I'm a musician.
You're not a musician.
I'm a musician.
Can you even play music?
I'm a musician.
Azriel's a musician!
My name is Jalyiah Driscoll. I am 16 years old and I go to St. Benedict's at Arundel. A time I felt rejected was during about the whole year of last year. And during that time I was trying to figure out myself and do all these different things. And one of those things I was trying to do was learn my style and how I dress. And I had somebody in my life that did not like the way I was trying to figure out myself, and that person kind of brought me down. So that's when I felt rejected. I would eliminate stereotypes such as like racial profiling or women not being able to work equally as men. And I think if these were eliminated, children growing up wouldn't believe, oh, I can't do this because I'm this skin color, or I can't do this because I'm woman, or I can't do this because this is my sexuality. Swaggy.
I left rejection, now I know my true direction. Movie making is my breathtaking protection. Found acceptance easily, it was so plain to see. Decided to start loving me, I know what I gotta be. My name is Graham Whitworth. I go to White Station High School. I'm currently 17 years old. And I was enrolled by my dad because he knows I'm very into film and filmmaking. And yes, throughout school, there have been occasionally instances where maybe I felt a little excluded, but honestly, you just gotta, if a group excludes you, you just gotta find a group that will accept you. I remember a time whenever in elementary school where, you know, there was the goody two-shoes kids that would complain whenever they got a 95 instead of getting 100. And they treated me not very nicely. And I went and I hung out with the nerds who did, but just my advice is to find people that appreciate you and will accept you, because you are better off spending your time with them instead of just fake people that would rather talk about you behind your back.
I'm Makhia Smith. I attend Central High School, the high school. I'm an 11th grader, a junior. I'll be a senior next year. Woo woo. And I joined ListenUp because I saw it on my Instagram first of all, and I liked the name ListenUp in general because it felt like it was going to be something about listening. And when I saw, you know, what it did and what the program was about, I was like, you know, this is something that I need to be a part of. So I ended up here.
Very nice. Tell me about a time that you felt rejected.
So a time where I felt rejected. It was summer camp. I don't remember what summer it was, but it was definitely summer camp. And we are usually clicked up in summer camp. You know, you have your factions or whatever you want to call them. And I kind of fell out with my group for some things that I said, or rather things that I did. And they were just like, you know, we're angry at you. So the problem in that is we had a field trip the next day to Incredible Pizza. And you know, I was pumped, I was ready, because I'm like, I'm gonna be with my friends, we're gonna be having fun, we're gonna be playing games. That is not what happened. They kind of, you know, kicked me out of the group. They were like, you know, well, we're not gonna do this with you and stuff today. And so I just sat, going back and forth to the bar, sitting in a room, eating pizza and eating pasta and stuff. And I mean, I know that might not have been a good way to cope with that, but I was younger at that time. So I mean, it was the best way that I saw to do that. So I felt rejected at that time.
Patterns. It was a pattern. The
trauma I could not escape, a sound, a bang bang, a planned escape. It was a locked door, as if to say you may never leave the broken story of yesterday. And so, until your knees went weak and your heart struggles to beat, crying as a senseless ringing, pounding from within the depths of your soul, maybe it was those patterns you held on to so bravely, those red flags that sensibly weakened your reaction time, and so you so stupidly stayed. As if to say it was a silent way to have the audacity not to walk away, knowing every time you'd be left in the rain, that the brokenness of yesterday would eat you alive, that you turned a blind eye to patterns and labeled it the dreams of insanity. Maybe. It makes sense, a simple thing really, to normalize the notion of inevitability, that trauma is so widely expected, and it's enough to learn from your mistakes by being placed under forensic lights and blinded. Maybe those are the patterns we seek, the powers we cannot reach, the joy that thumps out of our feet. And maybe those are the fires enlightening us while burning us to a crisp. Maybe those blind eyes are truly what saves us from our own minds. Maybe. There are too many maybes, too much trauma and toxicity, but maybe the normalized notion is the ideal of an imaginary proclaimed survival of yesterday. Those are the patterns that we regret to turn away. I think the most important thing in learning to accept people is understanding perspective. And I think that's something that has definitely helped me on my journey. And what I think a lot of people lack is they automatically assume rather than assess a situation. And I had to understand that, I'm thinking something in my head, but another person might not be thinking that when they look at the same thing. It's the different perspectives. And surprisingly, I ended up in that discussion of talking about perspective because somebody was discussing, to say the least, they were discussing the gospel with me. So Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. They all told the same story, technically to say the least, but it was all told from different perspectives. And a lot of people use that to combat and say, oh, it's just weird and all out of, proportion or out of pocket rather. But you have to understand that, whereas someone is sitting here and you're sitting here, it's like I'm not getting the same view that you're getting of whatever is going on. So I think to first accept people, you have to understand that their perspectives are different from yours, and you have to sometimes agree to disagree, to say the least. You have to be willing and open-minded to listen. Of course, it's all about, respecting other people and caring about other people and wanting to do better for yourself and for other people. But above all, it's about, understanding perspective.
Open-mindedness is patience.
Open-mindedness is kindness.
Open-mindedness is love.
Open-mindedness is acceptance.
Open-mindedness is everything. This is the project where we got two trees. One of them, the roots are nice words, small, kind, funny. Things have all been called several times. And the tree that grows from it is flourishing and nice. And then one with negative words on the bottom. And the tree that grows from it is dead. Yes, I wrote some not nice words here. And then there's a vulture flying over it. I'm not the best at illustrating animals, but you got the idea. It's dead, it's small.
It's more society than me personally, I guess. So it's just things in society that are bad. Some of them are things that people say about people, or just I don't know, things like that. And then, so it's kind of just this, they go up and then they come back down because it's kind of they're, I guess, not I don't know, they're kind of sagging under the weight of society and stuff like that. But then at the top are a couple words that people feel from these things. So it's just falling down because of the weight of all of that.
You got the bottom, which is some of these things I felt and have been said to me, and then other things are in life in general. And then at the top, you got these words, and they're either things I did or how I felt, and they're like in the shape of clouds, because I was like, okay, you see a car and you're like, oh, that's made of metal. Or you see a building and it's like, oh, that's like made of bricks. But then you see a cloud and you're like, what's that made out of? And it's like, you don't, like with the cloud, you don't like see it on the outside. You just see me, but you don't know that that's what's inside my head going on right now. So that's how I did it.
Rejection affects your mental health because it makes you feel alone or like you did something wrong.
Rejection affects your mental health because it makes us think that we are supposed to change ourselves when we don't have to change ourselves.
Rejection affects your mental health by making you feel isolated and not accepted.
Mental health matters because it is important for people to know that they are loved and cared for.
Mental health is important because if we didn't have mental health, we wouldn't find a way to solve our internal conflicts.
Mental health matters because if you don't take care of it, it can be damaging to yourself and others.
Social well-being is connected to mental health because the way you're treated makes the difference in how you feel about yourself.
If there was someone either in that same situation or just feeling rejected in general, what would you tell them?
That no matter how hard it is, you'll get over it eventually, and just everything can be a learning experience, and we can't control everything that happens, so we need to learn to grow with things rather than feeling like holding them for the rest of our lives, and we just need to move on.
If I could tell someone who went through what I went through, not being accepted in that kind of space, I'd tell them, and I know it's like cliche or whatever, but I'd tell them to just be themselves, because yeah, you might get acceptance from others, like in the short run, if you try to change yourself to be what they want you to be, but in the long run, you won't feel accepted within yourself because you'll be someone who you don't even recognize.
What advice would you give to people who are currently experiencing rejection?
So I have a coined term. I need to patent it, honestly, because some people have been starting to use it. But I coined a term a few years back when I was going through some suicidal emotions, and I had a whole bunch of things going on in my life that just wasn't good or where it needed to be. And I coined the term that you should never look for a permanent solution for a temporary situation. And I know that sometimes our situations might feel, permanent, might feel like it's not, necessarily temporary, but I think that even in those times and even in those moments, we have to see it in ourselves, whether it's getting up in the morning and saying, you know what, you look good today, even when no one else is saying it, or if it's dancing, listening to music, running outside. I feel like you gotta remove yourself from those toxic places. And even if that's family, you have to remove yourself from those toxic places, and you have to put yourself in a space where you feel, comfortable within of yourself and who you are as a person.
Well, some advice I would give is to, honestly, people say it all the time, but just not really care what other people have to say, because in the end, it's your life, it's not theirs. Like, you have to make your own decisions, and you're the one that has to live with them. And if you're not happy with them, why do them? So, I completely agree.
The people that are excluding you, it does not matter. We're all people, you only have, your life is only so long. You can't, if you find a group that doesn't accept you, go find a group that will.
If I was face to face to the people that rejected me, I will tell them that I love them. I will give them my love because it made me the person I am today. And the person I am today is found is loving and knowing myself. Because if you love yourself, rejection won't seem as bad. Some things that helped me love myself was knowing my worth and being able to have assets that I love, to work on those assets every day and to make money off those assets every day just helped me love myself more. Some of the assets would be painting, drawing, dancing, photography, DJing, and one of my favorite hobbies would be listening to music. When I'm doing those creative things, I feel like I'm one with the galaxy. I feel like there's nothing else in the world but me and my asset.
I know my worth, and I'm making my way around this beautiful earth.
I found acceptance and a new independence.
I've decided my choices, ignored many voices.
I know now that I must take a stand.
Sunny outdoors, windy skies, the happy camera lies, to film with the friends, to capture the current paths, looking forward to the present we shall enjoy.
Sunny days, sunny friends, sunny moments, sunny ends. Sunny times spent together make sunny moments that last forever.
Listen up!